What is going on, guys? How y'all doing today? Rangovidsmango12 here, and we finally have Spider Island issue 1, the Secret Wars tie-in that you've all been waiting for. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me to review this, and originally I thought that you meant the original Spider Island, but it turns out that you guys meant this Spider Island, the Secret Wars tie-in, and it looks awesome. Now, just to give you guys a little bit of a heads up, I can't remember hardly anything about the original Spider Island. I know it's pretty weird, but I only remember various bits of it, so if I get anything wrong, just look in the description, and I'm sure I'll correct myself down there. But yes, so as you can see by the front cover, we've got Mary Jane, Agent Venom, Spider-Queen, and of course Spider-Man, and what looks to be the Spider-Man Statue of Liberty. So now you guys have been dying to get your hands on this issue, so let's jump into it. Alright, so the issue kicks off with a dialogue voiceover from Agent Venom, pretty much commenting on Captain Marvel flying past. Now honestly, I completely forgot that Captain Marvel was a girl. But anyway, aside from that, she looks pretty horrific with the spider infection and everything going on. She's got 8 eyes or whatever. Now we're pretty much thrown straight into the action with Agent Venom. Of course, Agent Venom is Flash Thompson, and he's pretty much talking about how everyone is infected. Now it was from fleas, bugs, ants, flies, and every other type of animal that can carry an infection, and he was pretty much protected by the symbiote, and we find out that he's working with the Vision to get some supplies, what look like medical supplies, and Agent Venom is actually the distraction to help the Vision get these supplies, and the Vision actually comes back to help Agent Venom take on all of these guys, and that is when we discover Jack Russell, who is actually infected by the spider disease, actually becomes a werewolf by night, and of course all the spider characteristics of him wear off. Get it? Werewolf, wear off. I make bad jokes. What I'm pretty much trying to say is that when Jack Russell becomes a werewolf, he pretty much becomes self-aware again. He understands where he is. He recognizes Agent Venom. And of course, all of the spider characteristics wear off. Now, what is worse than a normal Hulk? A Spider Hulk. A Hulk with 6 arms. If I was in this situation, this would be where I would pretty much give up, lie down and die, because you would completely just be doomed to oblivion with Hulk having 6 arms. But luckily, Agent Venom isn't me, and he actually escapes with Werewolf, and I absolutely love how Werewolf kind of references an IMAX movie, but in an earthquake. I thought that was awesome, but he also gives a little tip that there could be a cure for this going on at Horizon Labs, and Agent Venom says that is where the original cure was supposed to be made, at Horizon Labs, but that was ages ago. But Werewolf says it's probably worth checking out for yourself, so that is what Agent Venom seems to be doing. He seems to be going over there to find out more, but we'll have to see that later on in the comic. But right now, Agent Venom is reminiscing on what happened last time they went to Horizon Labs, and it pretty much ended in a bloodbath of all the superheroes. Spider-Man died, a bunch of other superheroes died, mainly because Hulk was half turned into a spider with his 6 arms, and that was him beating everyone up. The Spider-Queen's Sonic Blast actually tore the symbiote off Flash Thompson, so he was pretty much helpless and had to crawl into the subway and wait for the symbiote to find him. So every other superhero died and Flash Thompson survived, and now he's here to carry on the fight. Now, as you can see, Agent Venom is returning to a secret S.H.I.E.L.D. safe house, or at least that's what it used to be before all of this outbreak burst out, and it looks like all of the superheroes and of course pedestrians are taking refuge down there, and of course you could see Vision back there providing medical supplies and stuff like that they managed to get outside of there a few minutes ago. Agent Venom decides that it's time that Spider-Woman hears more about his secret plan, and it pretty much involves something that doesn't even work, but then he starts discussing about how Jack Russell explained about a cure and how that could be possible, and that's when they start discussing a plan about going into Horizon Labs. Even if there is a small percentage of success, it's worth taking the shot. Now, as you can see on screen, they're actually going straight into Horizon Labs, fighting the way in with a bunch of other superheroes. Vision's fighting there, we've got Spider-Woman and Agent Venom, and of course that guy with a gun who I don't know who that is. Now, as you can see on screen, there are a bunch of these Spider-Men crawling all over Horizon Labs. Probably too many for them to handle, but they jump in there anyway. And of course, Agent Venom is kind of just discussing and thinking about how these people that he's punching in the face could well be his family, his friends, kindergarten teachers, possibly children, depending on whether being infected makes you grow or not, and stuff like that. So pretty much he could be punching cops and innocent people square in the face. But Agent Venom, Spider-Woman and Vision continues to fight through these guys, and as you can see, there's just hundreds of these guys that they're fighting off, and of course more are coming after them as they speak. Now Vision manages to open the door and shut it behind them, and that's when they realise that they kind of feel like they may be in a trap, and that is when Captain Marvel jumps in and punches Spider-Woman in the face, and of course Spider-Hulk punches through the wall after Agent Venom and Spider-Woman. We also get this awesome look at Spider Captain America, which I think looks pretty nifty. It kind of looks like Predator, but a little bit more awesome. Now, the Vision actually holds up the Godstone and turns Captain America into a werewolf. That is the same Godstone that turned John Jameson into a man-wolf. And of course, the serum that was used to turn Michael Morbius into a vampire was used on Captain Marvel, I think it was, and she actually turned into a vampire herself. And of course, Spider-Woman uses her pheromones to control the Hulk, you know, like to make him see her as a pretty woman and stuff like that. And that is awesome because they pretty much make Hulk drink this lizard serum and it turns him into this huge giant raging lizard. And the whole idea of this was that the spider virus has been in their bodies way too long now, so there isn't pretty much a cure possible for this. So what they're trying to do is overwrite the Queen's DNA so that the Queen can't control these guys anymore, but it will in fact turn them into different monsters. So as you can see, Captain America has been turned into a werewolf, Hulk has been turned into a giant lizard, and Captain Marvel has been turned into a vampire. And hopefully, because they are now different monsters, the Spider Queen can't necessarily control them anymore, so we'll see how that turns out. But as of right now, that is where the issue ends. Now, we actually get a bonus thing. We actually get a little story of Mayday Parker, aka Spider-Woman, and this is the same Spider-Woman that was in the Spider-Verse. If you remember, her father, Peter Parker, died saving her from one of the inheritors, and now we go back to her story. Now, if you remember, Uncle Ben from that radioactive universe actually came over to Spider-Woman's universe and helped look after Ben Parker, the baby brother. So that is what we're going to be seeing in this bonus section of this comic, which is awesome. Of course, I should probably point out that this is an alternate universe, and I'm not entirely sure whether this is taking place in Battleworld, because this is like a separate story, so I'm not entirely sure whether the Battleworld exists like Secret Wars exists in this story, because she seems to remember her father dying from the Spider-Verse and stuff like that. Yeah, if she was in Battleworld, she wouldn't remember any of that, so maybe it's like separate, maybe it's like a separate story from Secret Wars and stuff, I don't know. But anyway, if you read the Spider-Verse comics, you'll know that in an alternate universe, Peter Parker had a daughter named Mayday Parker, she became Spider-Woman, and she also has a baby brother called Ben Parker, and her father, Peter Parker, died saving her in the Spider-Verse. So yeah, that was like a little bit of a rundown of what's been going on, and now her story pretty much continues, and you can see that she's finding it incredibly difficult to live with the death of her father, living up to his legacy, and not killing the person that killed her father, Deimos from the Inheritors of the Spider-Verse. Especially with her living up to her father's legacy, like, should she have killed him? Is that what Peter Parker would have done? All these questions haunt her every single day of her life, wherever she is, whoever she's with, and it's kind of getting to her. But now we move on throughout the comic and go over to someone called Big Man, who's actually warning the Avengers that Stinger, who Spider-Woman is actually with right now, or Spider-Girl should I say, I don't know, she's kind of changed her name, she's with Stinger right now, and he's pretty much saying that Stinger is in danger. And that means that Spider-Girl or Spider-Woman is in danger now. I kind of don't know what to call her because she's changed her name in this comic. But the Dream Team are actually the people that are attacking. And it kind of looks like the Avengers. It's like a girl version of Captain America and a few other people like Blue Streak, Crimson Curse, and Freebooter. Now, I think one of the greatest things about this part of the comic, like this chapter, is the fact that it shows Mary Jane, who has opened a merchandising store completely dedicated to Spider-Man and Spider-Girl, and just how awesome it is that Mary Jane saw that Peter Parker, when he was still alive, used to sell Spider-Man pictures to make money, and that is pretty much what Mary Jane is doing, except she's made it into a bigger idea. She's created this store that can sell merchandising for Spider-Man, Spider-Girl, and make money off it from that way. And in a sick-minded way, it's kind of like selling your family as a merchandise, but still it's awesome. Now, as you can see, the Dream Team actually think that Spider-Girl murdered the original Spider-Man, of course that being her father, and they think that this Spider-Girl is a fake. What the heck? That is crazy. But sadly, that is where the issue ends, with these guys about to face off against Spider-Girl again. And will the Avengers save her? Who knows, but that was awesome. And I think that it was just brilliant how that was tied into the whole Spider Island story at the beginning as well. I thought that was brilliant. But I'm kind of like a little bit confused as to whether Spider-Girl and her family are on Battleworld, because is it like a separate story? Because if they were on Battleworld, then how do they remember Spider-Verse? Because of course, the other Spider-Men that are in Battleworld don't remember the Spider-Verse, so what makes Spider-Girl so different? Who knows, but that'll be interesting to see and find out. Guys, what did you think of Spider Island as well? Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button on this video. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. The art throughout the entire comic was awesome. The art specifically in the Spider-Woman or Spider-Girl section was just as good as well. So 9 out of 10. Guys, please go to the link in the description to follow me on Twitter and Facebook. If you follow my Facebook page, you'll get comic book news updates and, of course, early previews for comic books that haven't even been released yet. Also, if you follow me on Twitter, then you'll get news updates for my videos, whether I'm editing them, whether a video is delayed, whether it's going up today, etc., things like that. And of course, guys, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you all in my next video.